Gaming, I am Bad Gumu. It's that time of the day yet again where we start going and streaming Soul Reaver. So, very shortly we will get into that, but right now, let's get everything set up and make sure that we are running according to plan. Because every now and then, it's nice when things just work. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, so game's loaded up, microphone is working, everything is just about set. So yeah, happy days. We'll be on and live very shortly. And we're there. Now, let me apologize in advance. I don't remember where we were up to in the game last time, so I suppose it's just going to be interesting to see how it goes. Go, we got there in the end. Alright, so yeah, we might just have to make this a little easier today as a... Well, that was surprisingly better than expected. I'm not normally a big fan of the axe, but hey, we'll take what we can get at this point. Quick little shots in. How dare they? I'm not a big fan of the axe, but you know, hey, it's better than not having a weapon at all.
The passage of time had indeed cleared my way forward, enabling me to explore the northern mountains of Nosgoth. I was anxious to discover if some evidence of Janos Audron's existence might still remain.
For those of you who don't remember, Janos Audron is the oldest vampire. Haha, winner. It's a good thing I'm not trying to speedrun this, like I am really slow at these games. know what? I'm finding this exceptionally rude that he's picking on me and dodging way too easily. Ouch. So slow. Alright, now we're talking. My favourite weapon. Despite the fact that I just got cut apart because I wasn't paying attention, it is actually by far my favourite weapon. Short of the Soul Reaver itself. Okay, not what I was expecting the way to go, but I'm not complaining either. And nothing behind the gun. We have a climbing wall. Yeah, that is where I dropped in from. Good-o. Okay, let's keep going and see what we can find in these mountains. That was some bad oration. Let's see what we can find in these mountains. Ah, well. Good morning, Silover. Doing very well today. How are you doing? I hope your day is every bit as fantastic as it should be. Just a reminder to those who are sitting in the background, if you have not already followed my channel, might I request that you do so, as I am currently running a competition, and as soon as I get to 50 followers, we're going to be drawing a random game for one of my followers. This guy's really doing his best to refuse to get deaded. I even went to the effort of changing my target and I still didn't get there. Yeah, look, we're 36 followers towards the goal, so you know it's not like it's a way off never goal. The only question, and I suppose this is something that remains for the viewers to decide, is do we want to buy the game first, the random key first, so that we know what people are getting. Now, I personally think it's probably is a bit more. Oh, sorry about that, fell off the edge. I think it's probably a bit more fun just leaving it as a random. but I also understand that I may be in the minority here. And I'm happy to be guided by others on it. I don't think that there's any real advantage or disadvantage doing it both ways. So yeah, that's my theory. What do people think? Okay, we can't pass through that. Oh, also, as I've just recently discovered, those of you who have Amazon Prime, I'm not necessarily suggesting you throw it at my Twitch channel, but if you have a subscription to Amazon Prime, think about a Twitch streamer that you like and throw it on their channel, because there is no disadvantage for you to providing the free sub that Amazon Prime gives you to a Twitch streamer, but it will make their day a hell of a lot better. And like I said, costs you nothing, makes a huge advantage for them. Yeah, I think random's a lot more fun as well. I've already said one of the things that I am personally hold quite valuable on this subject is the refusal to do a baseline game. Like if I'm going to buy a game or a random key from G2A, then I genuinely want it to be a decent random key. I don't want it just to be like a $2 or a $3 one. Not really. The random keys kind of just work in price-wise. Like you have a certain amount, you know, I can say for example, if I buy a $2 key, then I can get a game up to worth the value of $5 or $10. If I pay a $15, you know what I mean? So well, and that's why I'm like, do I just... Oh, that didn't do what I thought it did. Do I do that, or do I just buy the key so that people know what they're getting? Aha. Okay. If I'm right, let's hope I am. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really make much of a difference to me. I'm paying the same amount for the game.
Collapsing into ruin. Legend claimed that Janos Ordren terrorized its villagers until the Sarafan hunters ferreted him out and destroyed him. If there was any truth to the old tales, the lair of the infamous vampire would not be far away.
Gonna hide it or deny it. You're feeling pretty brave now that you've got your big old mate here to help you, don't you? It's amazing how confident those little wretches... Yeah, look, that's not a bad idea either. But it is amazing how confident those little wretches get when when they're around a bigger baddie. Yeah, it never hurts. The same as just kind of working out and seeing what we've got here. This particular vampire spawn spirit thing is a pain in the backside. I really don't, not a big fan of it. Is there a portal that I've missed? Yes. Here we go. We're rocking the Light Reaver. Can I just say, I think that the Light Reaver should actually provide Have we done a full circle? No, I don't believe so. I'm going to assume not. Let's just see how it goes. Oh, that's a bit deceptive. No, I think we're getting back to old Janos. Come on. Alright, you want to do this in teams? We'll do it in teams. Alright, let's go. Come on, where are your boys? Not clever to be in between them. Less of a problem now there's only one. Still apparently a problem with getting run through the guts though. See, it's a real interesting thing, you know, when you come to the notion of, well, I'm looking at getting someone a game. Then there's the whole thing of, well, what if I draw a game that's just absolutely terrible? Why is it that just when I think I'm getting on top of things, that's the moment that they, it's that whole lack of fear thing. Just when I think I'm getting on top, that's when they decide to go in for the kill. This is looking very Vampire Castle-ish, minus the water.
This edifice was clearly not crafted by human architects. As the figure beneath the balcony silently attested, these were the Ares of winged beings. Undoubtedly, I stood before the mountain refuge of the legendary Janos Ordren, but the entire sanctuary lay in ruin, collapsed under the force of some ancient cataclysm. As I suspected, the time streamer's deception ensured that I was centuries too late to unearth anything of consequence here. With nothing behind me but the wasteland I had traversed, I resolved to press on and explore these canyons further. Oh no. Every time you turn up, something monumental and terrible happens. I don't think I have the stomach for it.
No drama this time, Raziel.
You are persistent, crossing time like this to follow me. Still waiting for that coin of yours to land on its edge.
I'm biding my time. I see that Mobius has played a little trick on you.
Yes. He clearly doesn't want me to meet this Janos Ordren.
Perhaps. Or maybe he merely hoped that it would harden your heart against me, to see this wasteland which I single-handedly authored.
My heart doesn't need hardening, Cain. If I even suspected that destroying you would make any difference, I would do it this instant.
I knew you'd see through them, Raziel. Janos is indeed the key to your destiny, but you'll need to find your own way back into Nosgoth's past. Make no mistake, though, Raziel. You and I are now in great danger. We are irritants here. Malevolent forces are being marshaled to eliminate us.
You talk as though we're allies.
Regardless of your sentiments, Raziel, in their eyes, we are.
Well, they're certainly trying to eliminate you, Cain. There can be no doubt of that. I am assaulted relentlessly with demands for your demise. Whatever it is that you're plotting, you're scared to death of it. As for me, I suspect they made a grave error when they allowed my unique resurrection. I don't think they know how to destroy me.
You mustn't underestimate them, Raziel.
And who exactly is this diabolical they to which we keep referring? If there's some grand conspiracy going on, the right hand doesn't appear to know what the left is doing. Even Mobius seems to be caught out at every turn.
Mobius is a puppet, Raziel. Haven't you realized that yet? That's the sweetest irony in all of this. Nosgoth, great manipulator, is their plaything. But the ones pulling the strings haven't shown their faces yet.
They don't like us unwriting their carefully choreographed history, though, do they?
You must understand, Raziel, we haven't unwritten history, we've merely rewritten it. The future flows around our petty actions, finding the path of least resistance, while admitting only the slightest alterations. This is the reshuffling you felt when you refused to kill me. And remember, Raziel, we are irritants in this regard as well. History will not allow the introduction of a paradox.
And if events cannot be reshuffled to accommodate the change?
It is the irritant who's expelled. Bear in mind that this may be exactly the outcome our enemies are trying to provoke. We must tread very carefully.
Well, you've got to be fairly impressed with that. Look, one of the problems with Kane is that the more you see him, the more he makes sense. Okay, good to know. I was slightly worried as to whether I would take damage by the water or not. Apparently I do not. I also, however, cannot climb that wall that I suspected I would be able to. That is not a good shot. Ooh. Apologies if you heard the train whistle in the background. I've said it before and I'll say it again, you all know how I feel about water. Okay. So we've got a light Reaver and a dark Reaver. Ow. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. I don't know why I'm saying ow, it's genuinely not hurting me in the slightest. But, you know, we get ourselves in that position. Empathise with the character and all that jazz. That was a pretty cheap shot. Wait till after I'd climbed up before he took the shot at me. Nasty. Ooh. Lots of them, okay. Everything's beaten on poor Raziel at the moment. Here I am, just casually trying to do my own thing and visit the Amos Aldrin, just to have some people decide that they're going to make my life miserable. Pity poor Kane, pity poor Raziel, for, you know, you've been picked on by everyone. I don't think I'm going to be in luck with any more souls. Oh, ouch. Well, at least that's a plus. Flippin' heck. Alright, I say we kill humans and then demons. fine. Looks like we're going to the spirit world and we're going to carve things apart with the Soul Reaver. Ow. Oops, they got me.
To arms!
Let's try that again. Preferably without the death and dying this time. Would be nice.
There it is!
Axes again, not my favourite weapon, but it'll do the job.
Seize him!
Well, that's one way to do it. I do find I'm much better at dodging and attacking with the sword. It often helps though if I'm not trying to read chat while I'm decapitating someone. Here's hoping we can keep the pressure on just for a little bit. Oh, ow. Nope, that's not the kind of pressure I want to keep on. Well, we did it. We survived through there. Welcome to our newer viewers who have just joined in. It's really, really good to have you with us. Just a reminder that, yeah, if you haven't already followed, having a competition. So, follow, they get you in the competition, and the winner gets a free game. Nope, not that one, Dark Reaver. I can never remember which one does which. What I don't get, right? You would expect that with something like the Light Reaver, that it would, provide like at least some level of flashlight, but I don't find that's the case. Alright, so we're in Janos Aldrin's hideout. They need to be opened with the Light Reaver. That I do know, because I remember the gems. Interesting.
The scenes I discovered here were unambiguous. This race of winged beings, the architects of the pillars and the creators of the Reaver, were Nosgoth's first vampires. Their bloodthirst appeared to be a curse, inflicted upon them by their vanquished enemies. These images confirmed the truths that Cain had divulged to me, but I had been too incredulous to accept. I struggled in vain to see how the pieces fit together, how Cain intended to escape the dilemma of his destiny, and what role he had plotted for me, and why Mobius and the dark powers with which he seemed to be allied were so desperate to see Cain dead, and so intent on me being the instrument of his execution.
I have to say, one of the things that really impresses me about the Soul Reaver games is the way that they've brought the timelines all back in together. Okay, there's a bunch of light rings. So let's find these gems and get our shootout on. I'm not gonna lie, that was more than a little disappointing. Well, that didn't go according to plan at all. It's just... No, that's just there for a light source. Okay, cool. Yeah, so went to make that jump. Failed spectacularly. Now we'll try again. I'm sure there is a much more technical way to do this than what I do, but it does the trick and I enjoy it. I am by no means an expert at this game. See, now I'd have just gone back to the real world and left you guys alone, but you all got too big for your britches, decided you wanted to have a fight, and now you're regretting it. See, sometimes it's better to not choose violence. Except with these things, I hate these things. Now, just letting everybody know, in the spirit of honesty and freedom and all that jazz, that very shortly I will be taking a very brief, oh, I like the look of that, a very brief break so that I can get a drink of water, because I forgot to get a drink and bring it over here with me, which in turn causes its own problems. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I do quite like this axe. Jingus, it's almost as though someone went, alright, let's crank up the difficulty with this one now. We've given him enough chances to play around, now it's time to absolutely stomp him into the ground. I do like the look of this guy. I'm sure he's just a variant on the other guys, but nonetheless, I like the look of him. Jeez, he gave me a bit of a beating. Nice, okay. I think we just hit the checkpoint. That's a good sign. I don't necessarily want to jump down there, but I'm not seeing much of another way, so YOLO! Alright, okay, that was interesting. place has the dark symbol, so let's see what's up here. Hmm. Alright, big boy. Yeah. Making some good progress today. Makes me happy. I've not played with the curved swords before. I'm interested. I certainly like the look of it. Well, this sword moves a lot quicker than the other ones do. Wow. Okay. Saw it just a moment too late. Okay. just get the aim right, we'd be much better off. There we go. Nice. Alright, now we're going to find where the light reaver goes in. Okay. I'm not going to deny that I am very confused. So that's the Soul Reaver, so that's the Sun Reaver, so let's go, or the Light Reaver, so let's go over to this side. Feeling pretty good about that, actually. I hope people are doing particularly well today. Feeling good, it's a good day. Alright, feeling even better, got the weapon I prefer. screen tearing there, don't mind me. Now, interestingly enough, one of the things that I think is much better is the just how much they've used the Soul Reaver now. I actually quite liked it when it was just, you know, one or two things rather than be the main weapon of the entire game. Like, yes, I've got the Soul Reaver, but I don't feel like I can particularly use it, because if I do, then I set off the chain reaction that goes along with it. Got to be something I'm missing. Maybe I was wrong. Well, see now, that annoys me so much. I don't mind missing a jump, but when I actually do the command for double jump and it just doesn't go off, that I find really quite frustrating. And I'm aware, before anyone says it, that it's an issue me. If I had more skill at the game, I wouldn't have a problem. Yes, I know all of that. Okay, good sign. Here we go. Make up your mind who you're attacking, Raziel. Okay. Uh-huh. Now I see why you have to pass through both. Because if you just go into the spirit world, or if you just go in through the Dark Reaver, alright, we gotta find someone to kill. Okay, we're back up. We got this. Feeling good. We know what's going on now. Oop, still jumped the wrong way. Don't mind me. So, back in the right direction. Awesome. We have a Soul Reaver blade. We know that we need to jump over here and extend the bridge. Got it. Okay. Again, we've been a little slow off the beat, but that's okay. I think I've finally worked it out. Here we go. I don't even know what chance I'm up to this time, but, you know, here's hoping it works. No, not this side. I'm really not sure why sometimes it doesn't register the double input, but it is more than a little frustrating, believe me, when you're trying to get over somewhere successfully. It's hard enough to jump in this game. Okay. So if I'm right, we come here. We come over here. We jump. We stab. We darken. Oh, we light, sorry. We come back over here. And here alright, I may have to do the jump. We do have to do the jump. Okay then. Hard, to be honest, I don't know. I'm going to assume it's back all the way back where it needs to be, so I haven't seen anything that looks like an area that needs to have something plugged into it, so let's assume that what I'm going to call the heart of Janos Aldrin. Dark Reaver. Light Reaver. Okay, can't float with it. Gonna assume can't fly with it. We're gonna go into the area that's green. Seems to make sense. Well, I'm confused. One would have to assume that we've done everything that we need to do in this area. Here we go. I don't think it's going to work because I don't have the... Oh, it is going to work. Alright. Oh, goodness. I've got to say, this particular axe does make it a lot easier to kill these single-sworded guys, the mummies. But there's a reason this is my favourite weapon. Hopefully I can still get a sword. If I can't have his sword, I'll take the axe. This one certainly requires a lot more looking around. I don't know how I was doing a little low kicks there, but is anyone else noticing the portal symbol here? Gotta be a way to get up here. Alright, once again, it's done a really good job at confusing me. So, when all else fails in this game, head back to the spirit world and see what you can see. G'day Thoraxon, how are you, buddy? I hope your day's going fantastic. Interesting. There we go. Like I said, sometimes it's just about change of perspective. Not quite sure what that's supposed to do. What I do recognise almost straight away is the fact that that's a Dark Reaver. And I need those to blind the eyes. Ah, again, handy to know. Okay, so we're looking at a bit of a 2 times. Okay. So we'll get over here. We can take care of this bit first. I'm not going to lie, that went exactly as I planned to. I do like it when things go according to plan. Now we know that there is a dark Reaver section or a light Reaver section up here. I discovered that earlier. Alright, we've got a separate plan here. Take two. I think this is a time race. Alright, now let's see where this takes us. So the one consistency that we've seemed to discover is that finding where these gems go. So let's see where this gem goes. We learned the lesson from last time. Okay, so we're doing pretty well here. So we've got green, we've got blue. So we're above these ones. Just hit me. Cheeky beggar. So we've done the Soul Reaver, we've done the fire. It's got to be here, doesn't it? You would think this was the case, but I swear I've already been in here. Okay, feeling good, doing good there. Now, here is the problem. I forgot about that. Blast. Tell you what, it's a bit of a challenging one today. Well, I've got to admit, this is challenging. know that I've got to get from here. To up here. Best laid plans of mice and men and all that jazz. I may be out of luck in terms of what I'm hoping to do. Ah, you foolio. Hit the wrong buttons. Now I need someone to kill in order to get back my... Today's been an interesting one. I apologise, I've probably been a bit more quiet than I would normally like on this stream. Especially since your community engagement really does make all the difference for whether I stream or not. But today it's required a little bit more concentration, for want of a better term. Whilst I work out how to get this puzzle to work, because it's such a short time preference. Okay, you know what? We've done the time. I can see no advantage from sticking around for a bit longer. So unfortunately, we're going to call it there. I will be doing another short stream in a very short amount of time, but we're going to change games because I promised that I would show Grain Rot, and I'm very, very happy to do that. So before I do that, let's do what we do every time. We'll come here and we'll see who we can raid, just to help them feel a little bit better. We don't want to go to a Spanish, not because I have any problems with it, but just because it's, we want you to be able to understand. You know what? I was a big fan of No Man's Sky again, so let's see what we can find. It's been 10 years. It's having its anniversary, so, let's give it a bit of love. Boom, here we go. Looks like he's got a pretty awesome looking ship as well, so we'll get ready to jump in there and have a look. 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much for coming in and being with me. I'll be sure to let out everyone know when I jump back online.